And here we go. We are opened up. Welcome to everybody who happens to be here a couple minutes early. We're going to get started in just a few minutes, but we wanted to at least open up the room here so everybody could just kind of chat with us for a minute. And the top of the hour, in about 4 minutes, we will actually get going. But first things first, how's everybody doing? Please feel free to type into the chat how you're doing. We'd love to hear where you're from and whether or not you can hear us, which is always a good thing to know as well. So tell us where you're from and tell us whether or not you can hear us. And we'll get started in just a couple minutes.
That'd be great. Hey, guys. How's everyone doing?
You can see they're just starting to file into the room.
Yep, so just starting to roll in here. Yeah, if you can hear us, drop it in the chat.
We'll see. I'm not seeing anybody say it yet, so hopefully we're not completely silent here. I'll even type it in the chat. If you can hear us.
Hey, now we got 21 in here. 22. Welcome. If you can hear us, there we go. Stu and Barry. Hey, welcome. Barry from Scotland. Awesome. Stu from Edmonton. Very nice. How's it going there, Gerard and Alan?
All right. With that, I will, now that we know that that's good and people can hear us, I'm going to take this full screen at least so we're prepped up. And now I'll ask the next question is if you can see our white screen with the title, just let us know that as well. That's what you should be seeing on the screen at the moment. And William says it sounds good. Excellent. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. We'll let everybody file on in here. Clearwater, I assume that's Texas.
Clearwater, isn't that Florida?
It could be Florida as well.
Could be Texas too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's one in both. So well, who knows? Jenny's from one of those two.
There you go, Jenny. William, very nice. Thank you.
And Gerald, yes. All right. So I assume that means you can hear the screen.
Hey, one of these days we'll be able to hear a screen too. Florida. There we go,
Florida,
Jenny.
indeed.
That's a beautiful area. That's where my family's from.
Nice.
Clearwater. Actually, Jupiter, but Clearwater is right down there.
So when people say you're from another planet, you can say, yeah, I'm from Jupiter.
Yes.
What planet are you from? Well, I'm from Jupiter.
Jupiter. Indeed.
So again, we'll be starting in just a couple minutes. We're going to be talking about how to profit from local business marketing using video. So before we get started, feel free if you have any experience with video, and I assume in this crowd it's probably almost 100%. But let us know if you have experience with video. We'd love to hear that there, and we'll run a poll as we get started here on some video stuff, and we'll have a little bit of fun. We're going to talk about some foot in the door strategies. We're going to talk about some ranking strategies and what we can do with those and what types of videos you can use and all that kind of fun stuff. So it should be a good time to be had by all. So there we go. And Neil says, yes, they're all pros. That's kind of what I figured in this crowd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the guys in our group, they're awesome.
Yeah, we've I know some of you might even be here because of me, because we did a webinar a little while back. So we've sent quite a few people over to Live Stream Genius.
Oh yeah. All the people I reached out to, Ray, I was like, hey, listen, they were like, who's it with? And I said, Ray, the video guy. They're like, oh man, I'm definitely there.
That clown.
Oh, they love you.
Oh, good.
I think they would love you even more if you showed them your picture right now.
All right. Well, maybe we'll. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's see. All right, you guys ready for this? This is you have to guess why, but we'll shut this down for a second here. We'll switch back. Hopefully, I don't mess it up now. So there we go. Here is me in my pirate shirt, which I'm wearing today. So just having a little bit of fun in my pirate shirt. It was actually not used. It was used to dress as a revolutionary soldier a little while ago. So there you go. Had my little tri-corner hat and my powdered wig and everything. So
now, was that part of another video you were doing, or are you part of a reenactment?
No, it was part of a video.
All right.
Reenacting requires that I leave the house, so that's.
Oh, come on now. With green screen, dude, you could totally do this without having to leave the house.
That's true. That is true. So, and Nancy, hello from South Carolina. Nice. South Carolina is nice part of the world, especially this time of year. Not too hot, not too cold. So, well, I don't know. Maybe it is cold right now. I think the
nice
East Coast is in a bit of a cold streak right now. So,
yeah. Yep. Yeah, I have some good friends that live down in St. Matthews, South Carolina. Real nice area.
Yeah, I've got some relatives that live in both North and South Carolina, actually.
I used to live in North Carolina myself.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful area.
Nice one, Chris. Yeah, I make a joke. I was going to post a picture on Facebook and show my powdered wig, my pirate shirt, my tri-cornered hat, and my M5.
Hey, I want to see the M5, man.
Actually, it's just over on the other side of the room there. It's just a airsoft one, but so.
Nice.
Brian's saying audio, which means that he is not hearing our audio. So let me give him a little response here. Try re-entering. Hey, look. Oh, no, we're sneaking ahead here. Oh, you know why? Because I'm hitting the wrong buttons, aren't I? Uh-oh. Back to the beginning here. I'm sitting here. I'm typing into the computer, and yet I'm trying to talk to him on the laptop at the same while typing into the computer instead.
So, yeah, I was getting ready to tell Brian how to turn his audio on. I realized.
Yeah, well, sometimes I know with Google Hangouts, Jenny says the audio is good, and Brian says no audio again. So let me try and talk to Brian here.
Yeah,
sometimes with Hangouts, you just have to go out and back in.
Exactly, or open up the URL in YouTube. He could just right-click, grab the URL, and open up in YouTube, and it should work just fine too.
So that's a good one. I never even thought about that, but some people do that. It seems like audio is good for everybody else. Oh, Brian says it's all good now. Excellent. Well, with that, we're 3 minutes over the start time here, and we've gotten a bunch of people filed in here, so I think we're going to get ourselves going. So we'll have 1 second of silence, and then you can do the official introduction if you'd like.
Excellent.
Go for it.
All right. Hey, guys. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is Michael from Livestream Genius. And wanted to introduce to you today, if you don't already know, which I'm sure you have to know this guy, Ray Lane, Ray the Video Guy. He is an amazing marketer. He's an amazing video marketer. And when I was speaking with him, he was telling me about this awesome strategy formula they came up with for promoting videos to local clients. And when Ray rolled out the red carpet and he showed me this, I honestly had to twist his arm. I was like, listen, Ray, I know this is going to be hard because you just launched this, but I would love to do a webinar with you. And Ray totally acquiesced, and he came right in. And this is exactly what I want you guys to see. I get so many questions from you in my group, in the Facebook group. I get emails and support. Michael, how do I reach out to local clients? Michael, do you have videos that will show me how to reach out to local clients? I really want to go to a local client. Or, Michael, I've uploaded, 30 videos or 200 videos to local clients, and I'm not getting any calls. What are the best ways of reaching out? And I think tonight, when you watch this, when you see this tonight and what Ray has to offer, I think your eyes will be open. So, Ray, I'd like to welcome you here, and thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, no problem. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. And this strategy, we're going to talk a little bit about strategy and some things that you can do to get local businesses. And then, of course, this is a webinar, so we do have an offer for you at the end. So hopefully, if we provide you with enough value, you'll be able to hang around and check that out at the end. But you're going to like this, and you're going to learn a lot from this and have a lot of fun. And of course, we want to have everybody participate in this, so feel free. We're going to post a poll in a minute. We're going to ask some questions, and we'd love to hear your responses to that as we move along, because we love interaction. And just so you know, we do have, this is done with Webinar Jam, so if you need to watch this again, or if you know some friends that want to watch this, You can share your link that you got here today for this webinar later, and they'll be able to go to the replay with the same link. So feel free to share that. If you like what you heard, share it with your friends. If you disliked it, share it with your enemies. We'll send the message to them as well. So with that, let's get a little started here on how to profit from local business marketing using video. And just to give you a little bit of a background of who I am, if you don't know who I am, I'm often called Ray the Video Guy, which actually comes from back when I was a TV and news producer, because I was always carrying a video camera around and they were always like, Ray, you know, the video guy there. And so that you know, I started off, actually, I should put this the other way around. I was actually a news producer first. So I worked for a TV station called WPRI TV 12 in Providence, Rhode Island. And, you know, just doing the animations for all the news stories and for the commercials and things like that. And I went on to be a TV producer for commercials as well as TV shows. Some you may have heard of. Most you probably have never heard of, unfortunately. But we've done stuff with Montel Williams and David Letterman and a bunch of other things. Ghost Hunters I was actually part of Ghost Hunters for a while on the Sci-Fi Channel. So we've done a lot of neat things there. I was also a marketing director, so I've done a lot with marketing on a corporate level, even though it was a small corporation. And I'm also moved into the online marketing world, which is kind of where I get my bread and butter now. And of course, I was a local business consultant for a number of years. I still am to an extent, although I moved last year. And since I moved, I have to admit, I've kind of focused more on training, and I only keep a couple of local business clients at this point, although we've brought on a few more lately. So maybe we're going back in that direction. We'll see how it goes with that. But so we want to talk a little bit about what does that say? Why video faux local? It should say for local, but we'll, I'm kind of, I'm ghetto sometimes. You know, this is faux local business, apparently. So there you go. The reason that video works for local businesses is that video has a natural appeal. People like video. Think about when you were in school. What was the coolest thing that happened when you were in your science class? They would roll that TV in and you said, oh, here we go. You didn't have to listen to that teacher. People like video. On top of that, you know, if you think about it, what's the most popular thing people do? They watch TV. That's their entertainment, or they watch movies. So video has that natural appeal that people want to participate in. Videos also convert extremely well. So when you have somebody, I believe the statistic, and I'm sure it's probably you know, been exaggerated or whatnot, but supposedly you have an 80% greater chance of somebody buying early on if they see a video, and that's pretty incredible if the statistic is true. We know how statistics go, so. But it wouldn't be completely false, I'm sure, because we've seen conversions quite well with videos, and I'm sure you have as well. Videos are also great for getting traffic quickly and easily. And you guys that rank videos, you probably know this. If you run video ads on YouTube, you probably definitely know that this can work very fast. And the last part is they're easy. And I put no, seriously, because quite frankly, many people struggle with creating videos. And that's what we're going to talk about at the end a little bit, is how to easily get these videos that you need in order to start doing some of the things we're going to talk about. Okay, so the trends in video. There are a number of different types of video that you can use in order to help local businesses, or any business for that matter. And the most popular ones are, of course, the PowerPoint videos, very similar to what we've got right here, which is just the PowerPoint and somebody talking. The explainer and animation style videos, which you've probably seen everywhere over the last 2 years or so, since Video Maker Effects appeared and Explaindio became very popular. The whiteboard videos, obviously, those are extremely popular. We've seen those everywhere, including on TV lately. And then, of course, you have live action videos, which are your typical TV commercial type, an actual person in the video and actual videotaped content. And then the last one, which we're not really going to talk too much about today, is, of course, the live streams, which have become extremely popular over the last few months. And so maybe at some point we'll talk a little bit more about that, but we're going to skip that one for today. So our first poll, actually our only poll that I've created today, and it should be popping up in front of you right now, asks, what kind of videos do you currently use? Do you use PowerPoints? Do you use animations, whiteboards, or live action videos? We'd love to hear your opinions on that and see what people tend to use these days. And I've got my guess as to what people use the most, but we'll see if I'm correct or not. So as we're getting these poll numbers in, the question is, how do we use video to get local businesses? And what I mean by that is, how do we use video in order to bring the local businesses into us to start selling to them? And there's a few different ways that we can do this, and there's a number of ways that I've actually used over the years. And the ones that I want to talk about right now are to rank a video, and then you can do things like lease the video out, or sell the video directly to them, or use it as a foot in the door, which is the one that we're going to talk quite a bit about, is the foot in the door strategy, because that one can be really, really incredible. And quite frankly, it's one that we stumbled upon by accident. So we'll hear more about that in a second. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the leasing and selling of videos. And in the chat box, I'm curious if any of you have done leasing or leasing or selling of videos. In other words, you've taken a video, you've ranked it on page 1, and then you've sold the leads or you've sold the video to somebody afterwards. The basic idea behind this premise is that you upload and optimize a video. This is where Live Stream Genius comes in, helps you to do it much faster. And what you want to do is you use a tracking number in the video. And I don't know how many of you have used tracking numbers, but places like Twilio, there's also Callfire, they'll allow you to get a phone number, and then you can take that phone number and forward it to somewhere else. And so what you want to do is grab one of those phone numbers. On Twilio, it costs about $1 a month to have a phone number. Take that phone number, put it in your video, and then that way when you upload your video to YouTube, there's a phone number that people can call. And what you want to do is later on is to forward that number to a business, or collect the leads yourself and sell the leads to another business. So you want to have that tracking number so that you can keep tabs on how many people are actually calling. So what we want to do is, after we get all that, we want to get the video ranked on Google and on YouTube. And of course, we do that through Live Stream Genius and on-site SEO, off-site SEO, which we'll talk about in just a couple of minutes. Then we want to either sell the leads or lease the video directly to a business. Now, when we say we're going to sell the leads, what we're essentially doing is, if we were to have, let's say, a plumber video, well, the person would call, and you could do one of a couple things. You could literally take the information of that customer and then contact one of your local plumbers that you're working with and sell that lead to them for $20, $30, whatever it happens to be. Or you can literally forward the calls directly to a variety of plumbers in the area. And when it goes to plumber 1, he has to pay you. When it goes to plumber 2, he has to pay you. Goes to plumber 3, he has to pay you. And you can kind of move the leads around that way and see who's willing to pay the most. You can do all sorts of great things like that. The final thing is, you can actually just, and this is what I prefer, by the way, mostly because I'm lazy, is to lease the video directly to a business. And what I mean by that is, get the video on there and then just say, hey, for X amount a month, all the leads go to you. And then you don't have to deal with any of that stuff. You don't even have to worry too much about tracking, except in the realm of making sure that they still want to use you the next month by providing some of the tracking. The final thing is the foot in the door strategy. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the one I want to focus on a little bit more, because to me, this is the one that ends up being the most profitable. And the reason is, what you're going to do is you're going to optimize the video. Again, you put a tracking number on the video, and then you rank the video as proof in advance that you can do what it is you say you do. And what I mean by that is, these business owners have probably had 50 people contact them in some way over the next over the last month, trying to get them to do SEO, trying to get them to do whatever marketing strategy is hot at the moment. And so when you walk in there and don't just say, hey, I'll put a video onto page one and get you some leads, but rather you say, hey, look, I've already got a video on page one. Do you want the leads? That is 10 times more powerful to the business owner, because one thing that we often forget is the business owners don't care about a video being on page one. Yeah, it's nice. It's eye candy. It catches their attention. But what do they really want? They want leads. And if you can provide them with leads, they're going to go for it. You've already got a video on page one. That gets their attention. You provide them with leads right away. That gets even more attention. So it's a very good foot in the door strategy. And here's the cool thing. And this is where I mentioned a minute ago, there's a story. And if any of you have a similar story, I'd love to hear about that too. What I found with the ranking of the videos, when I contact a company, what I typically get from them is, okay, hey, that sounds great. Why don't you come in and meet with us and show us? And I go down to the business and show them what we've got. Hey, we've got this video on page one. They're like, oh, that video is great. Here's what happens in probably about 70% of the cases. The business owner will look at me and say, well, can we make more videos with me in them? Or make more videos showcasing my actual business? And of course, the answer is, heck yeah, we can do that. So what we want to do is we want to get in that office with that pre-made video, because that business is then going to want you to create more content for them. And of course, that provides even more, more proof to them that you can do the things you say. You're going to get more business. Maybe you're doing SEO pretty soon. Maybe you're creating them a new website. All of the other things that they need in order to be profitable is they're going to give that business to you, because you've already proven that you're worth that effort and that time. And so what you want to do is get those videos ranked, get it in front of them, and I can almost guarantee most of them will ask you that question. Can we do more videos? And that's when you get to charge them $2,000, $3,000, things like that. And Nancy just put here that that happened to her today. So see, there you go. And Nancy, I'll send you the $5 afterwards. Thank you very much for that. Right on cue. No, I'm just kidding. But the point is, just like with Nancy here, it's going to happen. If you can get in there, they are going to definitely want to have you do more, because let's face it, in most cases, they want their stuff on there. Yeah, the video that you put up there is nice, but they definitely want to have their stuff in there. So they're going to go that direction at some point in time, even if they don't do it right away. Before I jump ahead here, Linda had a question here. It says, can you give a range to charge for the leasing? So I want to jump back to that. Typically what I charge with that, and I think I had that in one of the slides coming up, but I can't recall if I do or not. I usually go somewhere in the range of as low as 100 a month, and that's for very small markets, maybe markets that aren't going to get as many leads, and then upwards to $400 or $500 a month for things like high-end lawyers and things like that, where even one single lead is worth thousands and thousands of dollars to them. So they're willing to pay $400, $500 a month to get just even a handful of leads. So that's kind of the range. And you have to just, if you're in a very small city, they're not going to get a lot of leads. So you have to bring the price down a little bit. The good thing is it's also a lot easier to rank the video and keep it ranked in some of those small areas. So that's kind of how I go with that. All right. Now let's head on here to what I call the blueprint. And by the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to toss in some questions here. I will stop and answer them when I get a chance to do so, if it makes sense to do so. All right. So here's the blueprint. What we want to do for this foot in the door strategy. Actually, let me go back here. Ken, is pay-per-call related to the use of a tracking number? Absolutely. It's a very similar type thing. When you're selling off a lead or you're doing the pay-per-call, it's a kind of a, I don't want to say 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but they're very similar. You can do pay-per-call as well. In the case of, for instance, with attorneys, in a lot of states, you can't sell a lead, or excuse me, you can't sell a client to an attorney. but you can sell a call to an attorney. So in other words, you can't bring them a client, but you can bring them a lead. So in that case, yeah, the pay-per-call might be the way to go with some of the lawyers and things like that. So the blueprint for this is you want to create your local video, and you can do this using pre-made videos, which we'll talk about at the end of the presentation here. And these are the typical PLR type videos. What you want to do is add your tracking number somewhere in there, and that way you can actually forward the numbers out, and then mention the city. And what I mean by that is if you've got a pre-made video, you want to put in the city in text. So if you're ranking a video in Boston, you want to put some sort of text in there, call this Boston attorney or something to relate to the city. And the reason we want to do that is because we want to do many different versions, and we want to be able to do different cities. So you can very easily take that one video that you have, make a bunch of copies of it, and then just go in and change one to say Boston, the next one to say New York, the next one to say Los Angeles, et cetera, et cetera. And now you've got a whole bunch of videos you can rank all over the place without putting in a ton of effort. So it's very quick to be able to do that. So you want to put that text in the video itself. That way it's easy to change that and easy to differentiate the videos. And it makes it a completely unique video by simply changing that city name in there and the phone number, which you can change the phone numbers in there. That's going to make it a completely unique video in the eyes of Google and YouTube. And that means that you can upload that video into the same account without having to worry that they're going to reject the video, because they're not, technically it'll be a completely different video. And so you want to do that. You want to put some nice text in there mentioning the actual city, and then create the many different versions of that. And then what you want to do is you want to rank them. Now, I'm going to assume here that with most of you guys, since you're Livestream Genius fans, you probably know a lot about ranking videos already. And and actually, one thing here, Chris just mentioned the bumpers and the thumbs. Yep, absolutely. The thumbs are always a great way to do things. The bumpers, even better, because that changes the video itself. So you can do either one of those. So what we want to do is we want to rank those videos, and we do so. Like I said, if you guys have any questions about this, we'll go through this fairly quick, because I know most of you already are ranking videos. But you want to upload the video either direct or upload it through a live stream with Livestream Genius. And one recommendation I have, do both. You can, when you upload a video directly into YouTube and then you upload that same video with Livestream Genius, they become, in the eyes of Google, completely different videos. And the reason is because the bit rate is different, and and it's not going to be thought of as the same video, even if content-wise it is the same video. So it's a great way to have two videos that now can play off of each other. So if you link between them, you're going to help to rank one of those two videos up there. And if one drops off, then you've got another. And Barry asks, would you put different city video versions in the same YouTube channel? Yep, I would. I know some people get scared of that, but I absolutely would. I've never had an issue. We've got some channels that have literally 20 of the exact same plumbing video with just minor differences, and 20 of the exact same lawyer video with just minor differences. And they don't consider that to be duplicate content. And they actually recommend that you do that. So I don't even think they have a problem with it. If you go through the actual YouTube creator's manual, they will tell you, if you need to put the same video on the same channel twice, here's what you can do. And so they recommend things that you can do to make a difference with that. So they do not have a problem with that. They only have a problem if it's exactly the same, it'll get booted out. So, and Terry asks, do you have a lease or sale contract agreement that you use that you can share with us? I actually use some stuff that I got from Sam Becker, which I can't recall the name of the actual product off the top of my head, but it had a whole bunch of contracts already in there. I'll try to, maybe I'll share that with Michael later so he can pass that along to you, because I don't recall exactly what it was. So when we go here, we're going to upload the video. We're going to rank the video by optimizing the titles, tags, descriptions. Now, in many cases, this is going to be pretty easy because we're uploading a plumbing video in Boston. So clearly we're going to want to do some keyword research, but for most places, the keyword is going to be city and niche. So it's going to be something along the lines of, Boston plumber will be your main keyword. So you want to optimize your titles with that. You want to optimize your tags to make sure it mentions all of those different tags that refer to plumbing in Boston. And of course, you want to have a nice description. Make sure your keywords are in the description and all the other fun stuff that we do to optimize that. And then, of course, you want to do your offsite SEO. This is your social bookmarking, your backlinking, your shares, your embeds, all that fun stuff. And the final thing is, and this is something that not a lot of people do, but I want to bring this up because it actually has two major benefits to it. Run YouTube ads. And the reason that I say run YouTube ads is because you're going to get instant traffic to that video by running ads to it. And what I mean by that is if you go into YouTube and you hit the promoted videos button, you'll actually be taken into AdWords and you can create an ad for that video and get views. And you potentially could get thousands of views in a very short period of time, all legal. You're not buying them from Fiverr. You're actually getting real leads. And so it's going to build that video up. And that's going to do two things. One, having all of that social proof through views can help the video rank naturally anyway. But also, any of those people that see the ad are real traffic, because otherwise, why would they watch the video after seeing an ad? So you now have real people that are actually looking at your video, and you can use that when you talk to businesses. Hey, look, we ran ads. We got all these people that were looking at this video because they chose to. That means they had interest. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with that. And of course, running ads will help you rank your videos as well. Maria, contact me on Facebook and I will take care of that for you. If you don't know, it's just Ray the Video Guy on Facebook. I'll help you out with that and see what's going on there. Let's move on here. Once your videos are ranked, you've now got it onto page 1. You've got it at the top of Google. You got it at the top of YouTube. You want to find businesses. Now, there's a few different ways we can do that. Some of you may have heard of a program called Hot Lead Finder. If anybody's heard of that, feel free to put a yes in there. We'd love to hear about that because that's a great little program. There's also a product called Video Closer, which is a very unique product. It's a newer product that a lot of people don't know about. Very cool. It's a plugin for Chrome, and literally you install it into Chrome. You do a search for Boston Plumber. It'll pull up the Boston Plumbers, and then the software will tell you whether the people running ads have videos on their site already, have opt-ins on their site, things like that. And then it gives you all their contact information and helps you to very quickly close businesses. Very, very cool. Yeah, Michael says Video Closer rocks. It absolutely does, and almost nobody knows about it. So it's a very, very cool program.
Yeah,
and then, of course, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just want to pop in here real quick, Ray. Yeah, it is a fantastic tool. I was actually going to make a video on it, and then we got so busy with everything else going on that it got totally sidelined. But yeah, it really does rock, guys. It's an amazing tool.
Yep, I've had a lot of fun with that one. A very surprise tool. Came out of nowhere. Not many people noticed it, but very, very good product. All right, the last one we're going to talk about is Red Dot Leads. Now, what I mean by that is you go to your Google Maps, you put in your Boston Plumber, and all of those dots, and some of them are pins, they're not dots, but most of them will be little red dots. Those are all your leads. You can actually go and click on one of those and get information about them, go to their website, learn about them, and then get their contact information and just start doing the old shoe leather and start getting some of them to pay attention to you. And believe me, you'd be surprised when you go out there, you find those leads, even if it's just the red dot leads like that, you send them an email and you show them that the video is ranked and you let them know that, hey, somebody's going to take this. And what we typically do is we'll actually put in the carbon copy, we've done this a few times, we'll take the local businesses' emails and paste them in the copy area. And so when John Smith, the plumber, gets the email, he can see all the other plumbers that it was sent to. And in the email, you say, hey, we only work with one plumber. The video's on page 1. It's already getting leads. Who wants them? When we've done that, we've gotten calls as fast as 10 minutes later because people react very, very quickly to that, and they want those leads. So they will contact you. Does it happen every single time? For a while it did. Now, of course, there's been a few times where it hasn't. But for the most part, when you do that, you're going to get somebody that's going to contact you back. We've had lawyers bring us in that day. They called us and had us come down right then and there to set that up. And of course, they bought more videos from us, which is part of the strategy we talked about earlier. So that's worked very well. So I highly recommend that you do that. Okay, so here's the one we were talking about. So once we do all that, you can then lease the ranked videos for $100 to $500 per month. And we've done the gamut on all of that. In fact, some of them we've actually gone higher than 500. We had a lawyer in Las Vegas, and he was paying more than 500 per month because he was getting some good leads off of that. And believe me, you can get some really, really good leads from these videos, because we had one lawyer that we worked with in a small town in Layton, Utah, and she was literally signing up 30 new clients every month. Well, between 20 and 30 every single month that we were working with her. And it was all from those videos because people were just coming in. So it can work extremely, extremely well. And hers was bankruptcy, by the way. So she wasn't doing $1 million car accidents or anything. So she was doing bankruptcies, but she was getting 20 to 30 new clients, and not leads. She was actually signing up 20 to 30 new clients every month directly from the videos. So very, very good way to do that. You can also sell off the leads to a variety of owners, which we kind of talked about. And what you want to do there is collect the leads and sell them out to the different plumbers in the area. You can contact them beforehand and even set up deals where one thing that some people have done is tiers. So plumber number 1 pays you X amount a month, let's say $1,000 a month, to get the first 10 leads. And then plumber number 2 gets some of the leads after the first 10. And plumber number 3 gets some of the leads after the first 15 or 20. But number 1 always gets the first leads and more leads as the month goes on. So it's that's one way to do it, is a tiered system. To me, that seems like a lot of work, but it does work very well, and it's actually more profitable. So you can actually make more money doing things that way, but it is a lot of work to do that. Sell the video as part of a pack of videos and or other marketing services. This is what I've tended to do the most. And what I mean by this is we rank the video, get ourselves in the door, and then offer them a $1,500 a month marketing package. The marketing package comes with, we come out and we shoot a couple of videos each month. We do SEO on their website. We create a new website if we need to. All of that stuff for that $1,500 a month. So that's the one thing that we've always done, is set it up that way, because that worked very, very well for us. And I don't know how many of you guys do that if you offer other services, but if you can get some of those other services, you can do very, very well. Before we continue here, Maria puts up a good thing here. Can you please help me find a video editor that's easy to use to put the text on the video? Actually, I don't want to break stride too much here too quickly, but we actually have a third-party video editor that is completely free and does all of that stuff. And I'll share that with you at the end here. We'll pull that up, but we do have a resource for that. If you need more direct information about it, contact me on Facebook afterwards. I'll be glad to share that with you. And we'll talk about that in just a second here. But yes, we do have some help with that as well. William asks, how would you lease a pack of 300 videos which are ranked on page 1 for long tail keywords? Well, that's a heck of a lot of videos. I'm assuming, are they all for the same business, or are they a kind of a mix? If it's a mix, you just have to do a lot of legwork. If they're all plumbing videos for one client, that's a lot of videos to sell them. But you can definitely start selling them as packages. that works well. We usually sold videos in packs of either 10 or 20, believe it or not. So we would typically we were shooting them at the time. So we would go out and we would shoot 10 videos at a time or 20 videos at a time and sell them that package. But yeah, you can definitely sell videos in large packs if you have them available to you. So that's not it'd be a lot. 300 is a lot, but you can definitely do it. So so yeah, so that's what we like to do. We like to sell things in packs just because it appears to have a lot more value, and of course it brings in more money at the same time. So wow, same niche. Wow, that's a lot of videos. That's a lot of dental videos or whatever it happens to be. I would even break it up and sell them maybe to different dentists at the same time, a variety of them. So that's what I would do. So now we've kind of reached the end of the training portion here because you've got your videos ranked and you're leasing them out. So before we move on to the part where I tell you what we have today, any questions you have, please feel free to put them in the chat box now, and we'll be glad to answer some of those for you. And I'm trying to see if we've got any questions that we've moved back on here. I think we've hit just about everybody's questions there. So, but if you have any, feel free to put them in there. We want to make sure that you get the most value out of this by providing you with exactly what you need there. So here's what we have for you today. As we talked about, PLR videos, pre-made videos are a great way to pre-rank videos and then be able to sell them as a foot in the door or be able to sell them outright directly. So what we have for you today is we have something that is going to help you to easily get videos that you can then rank on Google and go through this process. So as I mentioned earlier, these are an easy sell. And the reason they're an easy sell is because people love video, but these PLR type videos are an easy sell because they're far less work for you. You can make them a lot easier. They're already made, professionally done, so they're better than what a lot of people can do. A lot of people struggle with video, so these are already pre-made, professional-style videos, and they've got scripts that are proven to convert. They've been used in markets all over the place so that people can actually see that they will convert people. And so what we have for you today to help you out with some of these strategies is we have over 130 pre-made local videos. And what I mean by that is we have 130 different niches. Well, a little bit less than that because we've got a couple that are related to dentists and some of them are in the same niche, but 130 pre-made videos, and they're all in different niches. Some of them are the hot niches like dentists and lawyers and chiropractors and realtors, but we also have a variety of niches that people have asked for that are not the typical chiropractor type videos. So things like vape shops. And an interesting story about that, we had a couple people ask us for a video of a vape shop. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even sure exactly what a vape shop was. I had an idea, but I wasn't truly sure. But we figured it out and we created a script for it. And I got a contact earlier today from somebody. We literally released the vape shop over the weekend as one of the new videos. And I had somebody contact me today and tell me they closed 3 different vape shops already with the video. And that just blew my mind because when we were creating Vape Shop, I was laughing thinking, I don't know if anybody's going to sell a vape shop video. But literally somebody sold 3 of them already, and it was only in like about 2 days time. So, but other things like cleaning services and bail bonds. We have pet grooming and even pet sitting, I believe we have in there. So there's just 130 of these, a whole bunch that you can choose from. And what we have for you is access to all of these videos, all 130 plus videos, plus access to all future videos. And we tend to release, I tell people about 10 videos a month. In reality, we've been doing between 16 and 24 videos a month. Typically, we put them out in packs of 8, but just to make sure that, in case there's a month where it's a little bit slower or Christmas month or something like that, we tell people that we do about 10 new videos a month. So you'll get 10 new videos each and every month. Plus, we get monthly trainings, which are similar to this. We'll go into very in-depth trainings on various things. We'll bring in guests that will talk about various things as well. And so we've got all of these in one nice club, and we call it the Instant Spokesperson Club. And so what we have with this is we have lots of extra goodies. So when you get inside the club, you've got images, you've got videos, you've got more trainings, you've got music, you've got graphics, you've got all sorts of different things to help you to modify videos as well as create new videos for businesses. So if they hire you to make more videos, you've got extra stuff that you can do with that. And you have the ability to help us decide new niches every month. So we're going to ask you, what niches do you want? And for instance, Nancy just asked if we have pet boarding. We actually do not have pet boarding, but you have the ability to say, hey, I want pet boarding. And of course, then we can go and create pet boarding and add that in there as one of the videos during that month. Again, 10 new videos we do every single month. And like I said, usually it's between 16 and 21, but we guarantee 10. And the total cost is $49 per month, which if we do release the 24 videos each month, that's about $2 a video. So that's a pretty darn good price, especially when you consider all the other great stuff we have in there, plus the monthly trainings. So we have that for you, and I'm going to pop up right now, which I probably should have done a second ago. And we're going to pop this in here, which is a link to this. And what we have for you in this special offer, hopefully you can see that in front of you there. We've got the Instant Spokesperson Club, all the things that we just talked about, which for $49 per month. And here's the cool thing, because you joined us on this webinar today, you're actually saving even more money, because the launch that we just did that was sold out, normally you have to purchase your way in before you get access to even be allowed in the club. So you need to be a customer first, then you can join the club. Well, we're letting you guys jump right into the club, which is kind of a fun thing to do. So you don't have to buy anything beforehand. You can just jump right in, get access to all that. We also have a private Facebook group, so you can join the Facebook group and get lots of questions answered there as well. Now, if any of you have any questions about that, of course, post that in here. And we do have some questions from some folks, so we're going to look at some of those and answer those, and we'll see what we've got here. Let's see. Do we have a towing company? Yes, we do have towing. We've also got car repair. We've also got auto body repair. So we've got a lot of car-related ones. Car dealer as well. Oh, I think Michael's trying to talk to us, and he sounds like a robot.
Uh-oh, is there a lot of back noise?
Yes, it's starting to clear up, I think so.
What about now?
Still a little crazy, but I can understand you. And I think now he's gone quiet again. That's all right. Barry, do we have UK voice options? We do not yet. We're going to be adding the UK and Australian. It's going to take us a little bit of time to do that, but we definitely will add UK in the future. So that'll be a little bit of time ahead before we get to that. Let me see other questions here. Let's see. Oh, that's a reply to somebody outside. How do you establish credibility to a business if you are limited or no background doing this? This is the cool thing with the pre-made videos. The way you create the credibility is by having videos that are already ready to go, that look nice, and by having it ranked on page 1. Because, yeah, a good, decent SEO company can walk in. They can have all the experience in the world. But if you're walking in there and you've already got something on page 1 and say, hey, we're already on page 1, do you want it? That beats out the credibility of the bigger companies pretty quickly, because these local businesses are getting hit up for these types of services all the time. So that provides you with instant credibility. So MJ asks, Canadian too, eh? Well, yeah, I guess, I don't think any of them say A, but yeah, I think the US versions and the Canadian versions would be pretty much the same, except in Quebec. Other than that, they should be pretty much the same. Oh, thank you. Jenny says the videos are absolutely the best. I appreciate that. Yeah. Chris, it took me a second there. I'm like, a Cylon. Oh, he's talking about Michael. Yes, he did sound like the Cylons. So let me see here. Do you keep the videos if you cancel the membership? What we do, Barry, is we come to your house and we still once you've downloaded them, there's not much we can do with that. Unfortunately, with video, it's not easy like with, let's say, pre-made websites where if you decide to leave, we can shut you down afterwards and you can't use them anymore. You can keep the ones you had, but there's nothing we can do about that. Are there going to be people that jump in, buy, download everything and quit? Probably. There probably will be, but that's why we add new ones every month. That's why we have the Insiders Club with the Facebook group. That's why we do the live trainings, and that's why we add new videos every month so that people will stay on even longer. But I wanted to give everybody access to all of them right up front to really get you started, because the main goal is, yeah, are there people that are going to drop out? Sure, there probably will be, but we want to get people going. Our goal is to not only help local businesses, but to help all the folks like you that are trying to help local businesses to start making some good money doing this. Because once you guys make money, once these businesses make money, everybody does better. And that's what we need nowadays, is we need the entire economy to be lifted by doing this. So, our goal is to help people to help other people. So hopefully, and most people are honest, so it's not going to be a big issue there anyway. So let's see. You could probably go into Yelp and just make videos for most of the categories provided. You know what, Ken, that is a great, I hadn't even thought about mentioning that, but that is a great idea. Yelp actually has the ability to put in videos, as does Yellow Pages. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen the videos that Yellow Pages actually produces. They're not very good. So what you can do is you can provide those businesses with a video they can then use in the Yellow Pages or using that, and that would probably work out well for you. In the old days, Yellow Pages was kind of tough, and they wanted their videos in there, but I think they've softened that down a little bit. So that's a great opportunity there to use videos in a totally different environment as well. So let's see. John says, apologies if you've covered this, but let's say we're in a niche like plumbers and we post 100 videos to our plumber YouTube channel. Is there any way, software, to vary the videos so they're unique other than naming and SEOing? Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, but let me go back to that because I think that's a very important question that a lot of people want to know. I can tell you what I do. Yes, there are some softwares that do that. Sam Becker has one that I've used before, and I can't even think of the name of it off the top of my head now. But here's what I typically find that I do. My editor, I use Final Cut Pro, but you can do this with pretty much any editor. What I do is I take one of the videos, I create one, and I put a phone number in it using the text editing tool inside of the video editor. And I'll even put the city in there, so Boston or New York or whatever it happens to be. And then in a matter of just a couple of minutes, you can just keep making new versions of it. Change the city, change the phone number, change the city, change the phone number. And each one of those that you export will be a completely unique video. Now, one thing that we provide with the pre-made videos that I don't know why I didn't mention this, and I probably should have, probably an important thing to mention, is it comes in 4 different versions. One is a demo version, so you can put it on YouTube and it has a watermark that says demo over it. But it also comes with a ready-to-go version with music on it, and everything's just ready to go. But it comes with a version also with no music on it. And the reason I put that in there was you can actually just keep changing music tracks, and that will make it a unique video as well. So you get the video into the video editor, put a music track under it, then change the music track. Now you've got a totally different video. Very easy to do that. And of course, some people want specific type of music. Maybe a business in Texas might want different music than a business in Boston. So that gives you kind of that option. And the final thing that comes with each and every one of the videos is the raw green screen actor. So you'll get a version with the actor doing the voiceover part over the green screen. So you can then put a different background behind him if you need to know how to do green screening and editing, or you need to have somebody that can do that for you. But yes, you can change the background and then make completely unique videos that way as well. And if you get hired by a local business, let's say it's you know, a law firm, well, you can replace the background that we have, which is a kind of a generic white gray background, and put a picture of their building behind him, or the inside, a picture of the inside of their office behind him. And so now it's a unique video to that business, and you can charge more money for doing that. So there's a lot of, you know, a lot of possibilities in there. So you get the demo version to put on YouTube as a demo. You get the one with the music already in there. You get the one without the music, and you get the one that's just the raw green screen itself. So you can do whatever the heck you want with it. And each of the videos, by the way, leaves space at the end specifically for putting in a phone number or a logo so that you can optimize it for a particular business. Austin asks, how many stock photos do we get with joining? That's a great question. I'm not even sure how many are in there. I know it's over 2,000, but it might be even double that. I don't recall exactly how many. Over the last year, I've been stockpiling all of the rights to any packages of photos that I can get. So I know there's thousands, but I don't recall exactly how many. So I can find out if you really want to, but there's a lot. And we add more, by the way. That's one thing I should mention. In the club area, when we get some of these new things, we put them in there. So you know, you want to keep coming back into the club area to check that out, because we will keep adding new stuff in there. When we get new stock footage, we get new stock images, we start putting them in there. So let's see. Is that all it takes to make a video original in YouTube's eyes? Yep, it absolutely is. As I mentioned earlier, even YouTube themselves, they have in their YouTube playbook, it talks a little bit about wanting to upload the same video twice and what you can do to make it unique. And to them, their recommendation was just export the video again with a slightly different bit rate, because that's what YouTube is looking for. They're looking for a digital footprint that's identical. So even a minor change, trim off a few frames at the end of the video, that becomes a completely unique video at that point. So, you know, the algorithm is meant to find exact same files. And it's actually, it's not even you know, they're blocking you of uploading the same video twice isn't even so much a punishment of, hey, we don't want you doing that. It's actually a tool to make sure you're not uploading the same thing more than once. So yeah, they're okay with you doing that. They even mention it in their playbook on how to get around that to do that. So let's see. Any other questions in here? Can you show more examples of the videos? Yeah, you know what? Let's try and do that right now. Let's see if we can pull up a video here. In fact, let me see if we can go to, let's head over to YouTube. See if we can pull one up here. Because we've got, by the way, on YouTube, and let me switch accounts here. Instant spokesperson. And by the way, don't laugh. This account has the demo videos on there, but the account is not optimized in any way. So I'm breaking all my own rules with this, but it was meant to just be kind of a repository. So don't laugh at me for that. And let's go to, oh, I don't have my little magic buttons on here. So I have to actually go through the video manager here. So you can see here, these are our green screens. We've got all these different ones in here. So if we pull up here, this is, let's see, music lesson. So we can pull this one up. We'll try and play it.
How would you like to learn the fastest way to play an instrument from top-notch, experienced music instructors? Would you like to learn to play the piano, guitar, saxophone, or any other instrument? If so, you've come to the right place. Our music instructors offer local lessons on all types of instruments at affordable prices, and many clients can begin playing in just a few lessons. Contact one of our friendly staff now to schedule your first music lesson today.
Okay, so as you can see there, hopefully everybody can see that. I know it's it probably looks fantastic. A video on YouTube going through a Hangout probably adds some great quality to the video. But trust me, it probably looks better in real life than it did in that little demo there. But what we have here, if you notice at the end here, We leave this space down here specifically so that you can add a phone number to that, or even a logo, things like that. And one other thing to note, I also designed this. If we go back here, every one of the videos is designed so that, let's see if we can find it. Come on, there we go. You'll notice that right there, it pops into Michael at the end here, or whoever the spokesperson is. And there's no transition there or anything, because we wanted to give you the option of putting an end screen over him while he's talking, or if you wanted to, even hiring him to create a custom ending that you can then stick on the end without destroying the video, because you can just put in those last 8 or 10 seconds there, and it works out well for you. So that's an example there. Hopefully, could you guys see that example okay? I know it's probably tough watching it through a Hangout, but I probably should have loaded some in there. There are some ways to do that I should have done, but hopefully you guys could see that. Bill says a lot of citation sites like Merchant Circle, Super Pages, Foursquare, yep, they allow the use of videos in their accounts. Some of them make you pay for it, but you can definitely do that. So it's a great way to use that, is to offer it for that particular purpose. In fact, you can even, one of the things that we've offered in the past is directory services for these businesses. And part of that could be, hey, we got this video, we can actually upload the video for you, make sure it works and it's all set up properly, and charge them an extra couple $100 for something that is pretty easy to do. But to them, it's very, very valuable. So let's see what else. Do you also provide? Do you also provide the connection to the voiceover talent? Yeah, actually, this voiceover talent right here, Michael, is actually my partner on this. So he is always around, and you'll notice that he's the most popular of them. And the main reason is because he doesn't cost us anything to use when we were getting started, because we started from scratch, and we didn't have a ton of money to pay a bunch of actors. So we started off with him. Plus he had already had some that he had made. But yeah, we do have access to him and the other actors, so that if you need to do something custom, you can contact us. We will be providing an actual service for that. That's one of our next goals, is to add that. But you can contact us directly, and we can set it up and do that for you. So yes, Barry, we do have different spokespeople. Like I said, Michael's in the largest number of them, just because he was our partner and didn't cost us anything to do. But we've got probably, and there's a handful of them that do a bunch of different videos. So it does get spread around. But Michael is definitely in the largest number of them. So let's see. Scott says, can we upload a script that we would like to use in a new video? Yeah, you could definitely do that. And either one of two things would happen. If it makes sense for the group as a whole, we'll just use that and create it. If it's one that's very specific, then we can just come up with, some sort of, we can just do it for you and come up with a price and set that up for you. And we'll keep it very inexpensive. But yeah, we can do either one. Let's see, alter each video for, Marshall mentions altering the videos for the different directory services. Absolutely. You could put the Yellow Pages logo on one and Merchant Circle on another, or, well, I shouldn't say logo. That might not be legal. You'd have to find out, but you could definitely modify them for that particular purpose. Click here to see our Yellow Page listing, things like that. Let's see. Are the stock photos niche specific pictures? You know what, Austin, I have to apologize for this. They are just a massive stock photos. I'm actually planning on hiring an assistant to literally go through and kind of organize all those photos, because they weren't well organized when I got them, and so some of them are kind of organized, but they're just a ton of photos, and they're not super well organized, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's go back here. Okay, this is a good question from Sharon. Using the pre-made videos and everyone else using them, will Google see this as duplicate content? No, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One is, when you do one for a business or even one that you're putting up to show a business, you're going to want to do something to it to make it unique. Again, adding the city in text, adding an end screen, adding a phone number, adding a watermark. If it's for a business, adding a watermark to it. And the reason you want to do that is not just because you want to keep it fresh in Google or YouTube's eyes, but also because if you were to take just the actual video, upload it to YouTube, well, the plumber next door could go, hey, look, here's a video, download it, and now he's got a copy of it, and you wouldn't want that to happen. So you definitely want to do something so that there's not a 100% clean version on YouTube that anybody could just grab and use. Oh, Brian says poll results. Yes, I'm sorry, I almost forgot about the poll. And let's see if I was correct. I was actually wrong. I expected the explainer videos to be the most popular. Actually, you guys, it was live action videos were the most popular at 32%, with the explainer videos, the animated videos, at 26%. So I expected explainer videos to be number one, but it was actually a pretty even mix. PowerPoint was next at 23, and then 19 for whiteboard videos. So pretty close poll there. All right, so let's see. Maybe answers Sharon's question below about everybody using the same videos. Oh, yep, we just hit that. But yeah, so using the same videos should not be an issue with this at all. I had somebody else ask, well, gee, what about dentist B seeing that you're using the same video for a dentist in a different city? The reality with that part, because I have had people ask that, believe it or not, that has been done forever. When we talk about in the old days, believe it or not, if you had, let's say a really clever furniture video for a local furniture store in your area, chances are if you went to a different city, you would see the exact same video with just the other company's logo slapped on it. So this technique of creating pre-made content that's then just modified for individual businesses has been going on, since television's been around. They call them donuts. And the reason they call them donuts because, the middle is different than the ends. You just change the ends and, it's like a little donut hole. So, yeah, that's not really an issue. Now, you don't want to sell the same video to two dentists that live, a mile apart from each other. That probably wouldn't go over very well. But you definitely can sell them to multiple people in different areas and, modify them as you go on. But no, chances are nobody's ever going to see two of these. I have hardly ever seen even one. I don't do a ton of searching, which I think is probably typical for most. If you need a plumber, you search that day, but then you probably don't search again for another year. So chances are, you're never going to see these multiple times. You're never going to see them in different cities. You're never going to see the same actors for different niches. It's just going to be very rare. And as far as Google goes, it's different content as long as even if you're not modifying it, it doesn't matter, to be perfectly honest with you, but you're modifying them a little bit anyway, so they are unique regardless. Can you put website business links directly into videos? Does YouTube allow it? Yep, they absolutely do. In fact, one of the inside the club, I told you there's some extra trainings inside the club, and one of the things that we have in there is a training specifically for adding clickable links to the videos inside of YouTube itself. And so, like, if we look at, we're still staring at Michael here, and when we get to the end of this video, you could, in your video editor, put a button here that says, click here to contact us or something like that. And then in YouTube, you can create an annotation, which is right here, and put a clickable link on that annotation, and now that button becomes a literal button they could click and go to the website. You could also put a lower third on here and put the phone number in the website. So there's all those possibilities that you can do. You can add any of that stuff into here. But yes, YouTube absolutely does allow you to do that. And of course, you want to put the, when you're optimizing this, you can see here, this one's not optimized at all. But when you optimize these, you'll want to put the website in the description link and all of that stuff as well. So, the businesses, if they see the same video on a competitor's site, like another plumber using the same video. Yeah, Scott, I would not even worry about that unless you're trying to sell it to to multiple plumbers in the same exact geographic location. I wouldn't even worry about it. Most of the time when you're selling to these guys, you're going to want to do exclusivity anyway. So, you're not going to have to worry about that. And if it's 5 towns away, they're never going to see that. And quite frankly, if they're not direct competition, they're probably not going to care either. I'm sure in many cases they're not dumb. When they've bought websites from website providers, they know that the exact same website is being used for dentists all over. So they're used to that, but they're never going to see that. It's just too rare. Let's see. How about click to call from mobile optimized sites? Well, Peter, I am glad you asked that, because also in there we have a course specifically about that as well. And what that does is, if you've ever heard of a product called YouTube Cards, what cards are literally little cards that you can add to your videos, and they're very similar to the annotations, but YouTube added those because you couldn't do the clickable annotations and all that inside of a mobile video. So in the mobile site, you couldn't do that. So they added these things called cards so that you could click on something inside of YouTube on your mobile phones and still have that functionality. So we do teach that as well, where you can actually learn how to set up the cards, how to click on them, and even how to make them phone calls. So literally, you can click on the card. If you're on a mobile phone, you can click on the card, and when you do, it'll actually dial their business. So we have a training on how to do that as well. And in fact, that one may not even be in there yet. That one I'm about to add into there, but that will be in there, so you can do that as well. But yeah, you can actually add that for the mobile buttons as well. So let's see. Click to call for mobile optimized. We just read. When you make annotations, can you go back and change the information? Yes. And Linda, thank you for bringing that up. That's an important point for both the forwarded phone calls and the links inside the video. The phone number that you put in here that you're going to get from a place like Twilio, the great thing about that is when you contract with John the plumber, you have that tracking number forward to John the plumber's phone. If John the plumber flakes out, you go to Pete the plumber, you now put his phone number in there, and now that tracking number automatically goes to him. Same thing with the annotations, the YouTube cards, and the links that you would put in your description. You can change those at any time. With the YouTube cards, you can actually change those as much as you want. One thing that I know a lot of people have been doing is changing those monthly. Click here to get 30% in the month of May. Click here to get a free this on the month of June. So you can change any of that stuff, which is very, very useful. So let's see. BJ asks if this is he bought you bought a package of them earlier. The ones that you bought would be in there, but there's definitely going to be more in there now. And as far as a coupon code, just contact me afterwards. We'll come up with something. Because yeah, we definitely want to get you some of the newer ones as well. So can you put the website business link direct? Oh, we read that one already. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Anything else? What is the minimum sized market to focus on? Ken, that's a good question. We've done everything from large markets to very, very small markets. You may have to adjust your pricing in the really small markets, but there's no reason to avoid them. A dentist in a town of 5,000 people, he needs to get business too. So it can definitely work there. It's a little tougher. Sometimes they do a lot more word of mouth, and you may need to go cheaper, but you can definitely work with some of those guys, especially if somebody in a smaller town wants to get a foothold in the neighboring town that's bigger. That's a great opportunity to do this. Rank the video for the other town and then have them, forwarded to this other town, because there's a lot of people in town X that want to go to town Y, which is a smaller, easier to navigate town, and go there to get their teeth cleaned or whatever. So you can help them by using the videos to target other towns. In fact, one thing that we've done with a lot of our clients is they're in one town, and we put up videos for that town, but then we make videos for all of the surrounding towns and point back to them. And then that way they're getting traffic from, 5 or 6 or even 10 of the towns all around them and getting even more benefit out of that. And of course, you can charge them more for that because, you know, then you can do package deals where they might have paid $200 a month for the video in their town, but now they've got 10 of them and they're willing to pay you $1,000 for 10 of them. So you give them a deal. So there's a lot of great ways to do that. Let's see. Yeah, Austin, I'll help you find the video closer afterwards. I'd have to look it up again because it's been a couple of months since we were talking about that one. So I'll definitely find that. Annotations do not appear on video with mobile devices, but cards show up. Yep, that's exactly it. So that's why they came out with the cards. On iPads, the annotations, I believe, do show up now, just not on the phones and on some of the tablets. They don't as well. Say, how many actors are each video created for? Is each new video only one actor, or can we choose between actors? Right now, they're one actor delivering a script in the video. Our goal is to actually do a couple of things. One is to have the other actors start going back and making alternate versions so that you can choose, you know, then you have multiple dentist videos. They might be a similar script, but a different actor. And then that way you can use them in different places or even in the same place to have multiple videos. And then the other thing that we're going to do at some point is start to use multiple actors in the same video. So actor A delivers one line, actor B another line, things like that. But right now, all of the ones that we've created have been one actor delivering that particular script. But we definitely want to do that. And another thing, and by the way, any of this stuff that we're talking about that we do create, this will all go into that club. So you will get that. As long as you're a club member, you'll get all of that stuff. Excuse me. Another thing that we plan on doing is creating sets. And what I mean by sets is, let's take some of the bigger niches like dentist. And rather than just having one little sales video, we may have 10 videos that are all dental related that you can use with one dentist. So maybe there's a main one about dental. There's one about teeth whitening. There's one about, what toothbrush should you use? Things like that, so that they have content that's multiple on that. Bill asks, are these PLR videos? Yes, technically they are. Unfortunately, I think PLR doesn't mean a whole lot these days because it seems to mean about 50 different things. Essentially, what this means is that you can take these videos, you can modify them for your clients and sell them. So for instance, you've got the dentist video, you can modify it for 10 different dentists and sell it 10 times. And same thing with all the others. And I want you to sell each video to 50 different companies. So absolutely, you can do that. Like I said, the only thing you don't want to do is sell the naked video. And the reason for that is mostly because then it can be stolen a lot easier. So you definitely want to make some modifications to them so that nobody can steal them. Because that's going to hurt you. That's also going to hurt us. And we don't want to see that. So, oh, look at that. BJ, thank you so much. BJ found my old video closer link. That's funny. Hopefully that the offer still is live. I'm not even sure if it is or not. I know the price had changed and whatnot, but hopefully that's still the case. So let's see. Any more questions? Let me make sure we didn't miss any here, which I'm sure we probably did. But we'll take a look and see. Have you considered providing a green screen version? Yeah, Brian, all of the videos, let me change that. Almost all of the videos come with the original green screen version as well. There are only a couple that don't because the actor that we used, it was already on a background. And that was kind of towards the beginning when we were first getting started. But out of the 130, over 120 of them, in fact, I think there's only like 4 or 5 that don't come with the green screen version. But for instance, when you go into the club area and you see the niches and you click download, it's a zip file that has the green screen version in there with the pre-made version. So let's see. And any other questions? Let's make sure we didn't miss any. Feel free to ask any last minute questions. Just so you know, I hopefully you guys have, let me make sure, I probably should have asked this right at the beginning. When I popped up the product, were you able to see the product so that you could actually get to the sales page? That's what I want to make sure. Hopefully you're able to do that. Barry asks, the video editor. Yes. Inside the club area, we do have the video editor that I mentioned earlier in there. You can download it. It's for Mac, it's for PC, and it's for Linux. It is much like OpenOffice or GIMP. It's an open source video editing program. It does green screening, chroma keying. It also does a lot of high-end editing. In fact, to be honest with you, it is more high-end of an editor than many of the paid editors that are out there. And it's funny because I spent literally a couple of years trying to find an editor that worked on all platforms so that I could be able to provide it to people, whether it cost money or whether it was free. And I always said, well, I want something that's, like GIMP or like OpenOffice where we can just provide it to people. And we couldn't find one. And yet when I finally discovered this one, it's been around for about 10 years in various forms as this guy's been developing this. And it's just nobody knew it existed. But yeah, we do offer that. If you want to check it out, freevideoeditor.co. It will take you to a page that tells you about it. So freevideoeditor.co. So freevideoeditor.com minus the M. And that'll allow you to not only pick it up, but you can actually check it out there. But that is included in the back end of the club. So that is in there as well. Let's see. Any other questions before we take off? And hopefully everybody had a chance to see the actual product page. One last thing to mention here is if you have any further questions after this is over, there's a couple of things you can do. You can actually watch the replay of this, and inside the replay will be a place where you can ask questions, and the questions will come to me. The other thing is if you go to either Michael's Facebook group or my Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/online video marketers, ERS, you can actually ask us questions there. Michael's in there. I'm in there. I'm in Michael's. So any of those Facebook groups, you can get our attention with that. And other than that, I think we've probably taken up more time than we probably should have at this point for everybody. But we appreciate everybody coming out here. So we'll open it up for last-minute questions to make sure everybody's got their questions answered. And again, if you need any more questions, feel free to ask afterwards. But let's see. I can't believe I just bought videos from an actual pirate. Well, Chris, just so you know, I was actually supposed to be a revolutionary soldier. So I wasn't actually a pirate for this one. So
that is awesome. That's great. Thank you so much, Ray. Chris, I have to say, man, I'll be completely honest here. I actually have pirate blood in me. I'm related to the great Jean Lafitte.
I was just gonna say, who are you related to, Lafitte?
Yeah, Jean Lafitte. So real pirate here, awesome pirate there. Ray's the great pirate guy. And guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Ray.
No problem. And again, feel free. I know there was a couple of people that I told to contact me on Facebook afterwards. Please feel free to do that. I will be around all evening. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Facebook, either in the groups. You can even just search for me, Ray the Video Guy, on there, and you can catch me that way. And we'll be glad to answer the questions. But hopefully we've provided you with a little bit of value here. And, and we've had some fun with this. So let me see. Oh, actually, you know what? I missed this here. William actually asked in the question. That's so cool. We got the question and answer section, and William actually put it there. So let me check this out. Do the intros come with green screen backgrounds? We provide, just so you guys understand that a little more on the green screen. The video that we showed here with Michael for the music lessons, that is the full version. Actually, this is the demo version because it has a demo watermark on it. But this is the full version. It also comes with a version that has no music on it. Then it has a version that's the original green screen. And if we go back here for just a second, you can see here's the original green screens. And I put demo versions of some of those. So you do get it in the original green screen form. Let's try and pause it so that you can actually do your own editing with it. So you do get that as well on almost all the videos. There's just a couple of them that don't have that because of the original actors. But yeah, you can put any background on that. So it's pretty easy to do. We also have training on how to do green screening. So you kind of get a little course on that as well. So you should be able to figure that out. And of course, we're there to answer any questions at pretty much any time that you need to. And William asks, is there a free way to download Wirecast for a live YouTube stream? There is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I know there's a link to get there. Unfortunately, I don't remember what it is. And it's actually inside of YouTube itself. They actually got a page where you can download it. So, but I'm not sure where that is off the top of my head. All right. I don't see any more questions here. So hopefully we answered everything that you had. If not, again, feel free to jump in and ask us on Facebook. We'll be glad to answer them. Here we go. Scott asks, how long would it take to have a requested video created? Scott, that usually doesn't take too long. The only issue with that would be if the actor is booked up a lot. For instance, if Michael here is available, he can shoot it the same day sometimes, and we can get it back to you pretty darn quick. But, I'd say give us a couple of days. And if it's going to be longer than that, we would definitely let you know. But it can be very, very quick. When we create these, if Michael's doing 4 of them on a given week, I'll give him 4 scripts. And he'll have them to me, that afternoon, and we'll have them edited that night, and they're done. So it can go by very quickly. So I have learned a lot with straight answers. Oh, excellent, Barry. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, green screen with the demo watermark. We don't want people stealing that one. So we definitely put the demo watermark on anytime we put it onto YouTube. So thanks, Scott. We appreciate you having us on here today and coming on and joining us. So Michael, thank you. I've had a great time. Hopefully these guys have as well.
Yeah, hopefully so. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks again, Ray.
All right. We'll talk to y'all soon. And again, I will be here, so feel free to ask and we'll answer anything you got. So have a great one, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. And we'll talk to you now because I got to figure out where the screen is to shut it off. Watching me make the sausage here, folks. There we go. Let's see. Where is that? All right, we got all these things here. Now I lost where the oh, here it is. It's over here. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Take care.